Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about let them leave your life. Okay, so sometimes it's just the best thing to do when someone wants to leave, when someone, let's say an ex has dumped you, or perhaps it's someone who you was dating and they lost interest and they started to go ghost. Sometimes the best thing to do is to just let them leave. And I always say when someone has broken up with you, the best thing to do is to do what they least expect. And the thing that they least expect is you to fight, is for you to just accept it. What they do expect you to do is to fight for the relationship, to beg, to plead, to try and resolve things. But if you just gracefully accept the breakup, like someone dumps you, you just say, well, that's fair enough. I want to be with someone that loves me. So have a good life, basically. And I'm going to go and find someone who loves me. I don't want to be around you anymore if you don't love me anymore. That's just the reality of the situation, right? And that's how you should really feel. You shouldn't want to be with someone that doesn't love you anymore. And the reality is, if someone has dumped you, they don't love you anymore, okay? Because we tend to no one dumps anyone that they're totally head over heels in love with. No one does. If you're in love with someone, you're not going to dump them. If you're super attracted to them and you really love them, you're not going to dump them. Okay, so you want to find someone who does feel that way about you. So what they expect you to do is to beg, to plead, to fight for them, to try and do something about it. But what you're doing, what you're really doing, and what you should do is to just gracefully accept it and move on. Okay? And let them leave. Just let them leave. Let them go. If they don't want to be there anymore, there's nothing really much you can do about it anyway if they've already made up their mind about it. There's not really a lot that you can do to change someone's mind when their mind has been made up. It's just fruitless to do that, to try and convince them otherwise, okay? And another thing that you got to keep in mind as well is that your ex is an ex for a reason. So even, if they do leave your life, realize that it was just meant to be. It was just going to be part of your journey anyway. And this person probably wasn't meant to be in your life. And sometimes I like to look at the more spiritual view that maybe this person came into your life to teach you a lesson. And that's certainly how I felt about certain relationships in my life. The big catalyst one for me was after I had broken up with my first girlfriend, and I started to kind of see someone else who I had a really big crush on. And this girl basically, showed a little bit of interest, but then she just backed away completely. And I basically started to search up loads of different dating techniques, learning relationship things, personal development, because basically what I was looking for, probably a lot like you, was I wanted to figure out how I could get her reattracted to me, how I could get her interested in me again. And that's what I was trying to do. I was wondering how I could fix that. So I started looking up some dating coaches on YouTube. I started reading articles about it, started reading books on the subject, and that's what transformed me. I got obsessed with that information and I really wanted to learn it really well. And then I got to a point in my life where I felt like I was so experienced with it that I could actually teach other people about it and get people that perhaps were where I was to where I am currently, which is, happily married and happy relationship. And, I studied those dating techniques for a long time. And what I realized was, that's exactly what I needed. I needed to have that heartbreak. I needed to have that girl show interest, then back away from me. I needed her to do that for me to wake up, for me to come across this information. And then when I came across that information, it became my whole life. And that's what my life is all about now, especially in terms of my career. It's all about dating techniques, situations with exes, and also relationships, how to build strong romantic relationships, and personal development. And those are my main areas: the romantic and also the personal development. And I've had many wonderful and also not so great experiences along that journey that taught me so much. And it got me to a point where I feel like I'm able to actually help other people in that sense, in the same situation, who are basically in the same situation that I once was. Okay. So sometimes, your ex is an ex for a reason, and perhaps this is going to teach you something amazing, and perhaps you may become like me, and perhaps you'll become a dating coach or a personal development coach. Perhaps that's something that you'll start to do as well, because you're obviously really interested in this kind of information. So perhaps this is the beginning of your journey too, to having a more interesting, better quality life. And because you learn so much along the way when you learn this kind of stuff, you get to a point basically where you just know how to have a really healthy relationship, and you know what the mistakes were, and you know not to repeat those again. And that's the best form of learning. If when you learn something and you really learn it so you don't repeat it again. So yes, your ex is an ex for a reason, and perhaps this was exactly what was meant to happen for you in order to get you to the place where you're meant to be. So if this was someone you were just dating, let go and realize you'll find someone if you keep on dating. So this is just the law of probability. So if you were just dating someone, and this isn't an ex that you're thinking of right now, it was someone that you were dating who, perhaps like me, they seemed like they were interested, but then suddenly they backed away and you don't know what happened. You have to let those people leave your life too, and realize that I just got to realize that this just wasn't meant to be, and I've just got to keep on dating. I've just got to keep on going through the numbers until I find that person who just thinks that I'm the bee's knees, who just thinks I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, and I feel the same way about them too. And it's literally just the law of probability. If you date enough people, they don't have to be expensive dates. You can just literally meet up with these people for like a drink, a coffee or something. You don't always have to take people out on an expensive meal for the first date. In fact, for the very first date where you're just starting to meet someone and get to know them, I personally think the best thing to do straight away is just to go for a drink, because then you could easily leave. Right? And if you really like them and you're getting on really well, then you can go somewhere else to have a meal or something like that, and you can extend the date. But if you just meet up for a drink, you could just stay there for half an hour or 45 minutes, and if you don't like them, you can leave. Okay? And then you just keep on doing that. Just keep on meeting new people until you find that one who is right for you, who you really like and they really like you, and you have a lot in common. You want the same things in life. You live the same kind of lifestyle, and you know that you're going to really enjoy their company. Okay? So the reality of this situation is this person will either come back into your life, or you'll just find someone better. Okay? That's the two realities here. They leave and you never hear from them again, and you find someone better, or you hear back from them and you get back together. That's the reality. Okay? So that's why you should let them leave your life. Remember that, like the Steve Jobs speech, he made a speech at Stanford, the Stanford address. And he says you can only connect the dots looking back. And sometimes you have to go through heartbreak in order to propel yourself to a better place. Sometimes you need to go really low and into a really dark place to find change and to change your life. And that's certainly something that I've experienced. It's something that I've seen, that has happened to me, that have been huge catalysts for change in my life. And I believe the same is for you. But you may not really know it right now if you're going through a tough time. It'll only be when you look back on the situation that you will see that this was exactly what was meant to happen. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. And if you would like me to discuss something in a future video, then please leave it down in the comments. Thank you so much, guys, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.